everybody. Welcome back for Thursday Thoughts. This week, I want to talk about some of the things that you need to do as an athlete. And one of the biggest parts of that is you need to do your part. Well, what do I mean by that? And previously, I've talked about, training, making sure that you're sacrificing and whatnot. And those are all very important. But what I mean this week is you have to be able to implement the advice and the corrections that you're given. Right? You need to be humble and be willing to accept criticism or critique and input, but you also have to actively listen and pay attention to what your coach or what your sensei is saying. You can't just nod your head, say os or hi, and then not do the thing that they told you to do or fix the thing that they told you to do. Right? You have to be able to listen, digest, and make the mental effort to make immediate correction. Now, if there's something that you don't understand or you don't understand what they mean, then by all means ask for corrections, right? Or ask for clarification. Don't be afraid to ask for that clarification, right? In oftentimes in the dojo environment, it's frowned upon, or sometimes it's not encouraged to ask for a lot of questions or whatnot. But when we're talking about competition and your efforts to become an elite athlete, you absolutely need to understand exactly what your coach or what your sensei means when they're giving you corrections. And they're doing their part by watching, thinking about the things that you need and offering those corrections. But you need to do your part and actually implement them. One thing that I've seen over and over again is a coach will say something to an athlete, and the athlete nods their head and maybe even try for a little bit, and they maybe even be able to make the correction one or two times. But then within a week, they're back to making the same correction over and over again. And what that shows is that athlete isn't focused enough and isn't paying attention enough to actually implement the corrections that their sensei or their coach is giving them. And sometimes it's not even so things like move your leg one direction or whatnot. It's actually on how to do the technique properly. Here, this is the way the technique is supposed to be done. What you were doing before was not correct. And time again, we've seen that athletes with the wrong mindset don't make those corrections. So make sure that you're humble, make sure that you're listening, that you're actively listening, you're paying attention, you understand what your sensei or your coach says, and then implement it, because that's your part. And if you don't, that mindset, that inability to focus on what you're doing and make the necessary corrections will hold you back and won't allow you to achieve the success that you deserve. So now, go get to work, and we'll see you out there.